I have here in front of me, we have a display of what we would be giving out to a family of 2. We are allowed to give out 3 days worth of food, 3 meals per day. And what that consists of is breakfast items for three days, lunch items for 3 days, and dinner and supper items for 3 days. These items do change from month to month depending on what we are able to purchase through the USDA program and through our funds that come through the building through our donations. We also provide, when we can, we give them laundry soap when we have it. We give them toiletry items such as shampoo, body soap, toothpaste, toilet tissue, snacks when we're able to afford to do that. So this will give you some idea of a family of 2 and what they would receive. Each family is different, so it goes according to what size the family is as to how much food they receive. It also goes by what we give out as to what we are able to purchase at that time.
Can you explain, you said the USDA, so you get food from people that bring food in or through food drives?
Yes.
Or the postal service thing, and then you get other food from the government. Now, where does the government food come from?
The government food, we are under the Hunger Coalition program, which is out of Cleveland Food Bank, and the USDA and Ohio program. They give you different items at a different cost rate. Some items are at a lower cost than what you could purchase, say at a local grocery store or one of those box stores.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get it cheaper through USDA, I will order it through USDA. If I cannot get it cheaper, then I will do my business locally, and I will figure out where it's the cheapest in our local area, and I will purchase it from our local grocers or box stores.
So do you go looking around, go to the various stores all the time?
Yeah, we're always, my assistant and myself both are always, whenever we're out, even doing our own personal grocery shopping, we are also checking out the deals. I also have the local grocers. Some of them will call me and say, hey, look, I've got this on sale this week. Is it something you could use?
Mm-hmm.
And that's very helpful, because sometimes, if I get busy here with other programs that fall under the emergency assistance, I don't pay attention to the sales, and they will call me. So I'm able to purchase,
Where does the government get its food then?
Well, that comes through the Cleveland Food Bank, and I can't really go into detail because I'm not really clear on how that is all done in Cleveland. We order through the country neighbor Orwell. They are the ones that my order goes to them, and that's where we pick up our order from Cleveland, is at country neighbor in Orwell. So it all comes out of Cleveland Food Bank.
How often is their prices? How often are their prices cheaper?
It's not as often as it used to be. When I first took the job, we used to have a much better selection, and the pricing varies. But my biggest problem through USDA, no fault of theirs or anybody else's, is that a lot of the things that I need at that particular time when that pick sheet comes out is not available there. So let's say this, like if I'm ordering this month and I need shelf milk, sometimes I can get it through Cleveland and sometimes I can't. So if it's not there on the time I need it, then I have to start going, okay, now what are we going to do to get that, and where are we going to get it, or can we even get it? So it's just a process of constantly.
That's milk that just can be out. It doesn't have to be refrigerated.
Yes, this is shelf milk here.
Can you buy that at local grocery store?
I believe so. You can. I've never had to up to this point. I just use shelf milk as an example as to how that works. I've always gotten it through them. Shelf milk does last on the shelf until you open it. Before you open it, I always recommend people please shake it very well for at least 2 minutes, because it will, if you don't, it will look like it's curdled, but it's not. You just have to shake it from it's settling. And then once you shake it and open it, you have to refrigerate it after that. But my clients really do like this. They say it's very good product. So we kept it on the shelves here because they do like it. We're able to get such as like instant potatoes through them. We can get our soups through them. All of them are a little cheaper than going to a grocery store at this time. Right now I can get tuna through them. Usually I get it through a local grocer because I can get it cheaper. But this time around I can get it cheaper because they got a good deal on it. And that all varies. I can get my my juices through them because it's a lot more inexpensive. Cereals are much more inexpensive when it's available. And we have one local grocer who donates a lot of their day-old breads, which is very helpful to us. And we purchase our bread for our clients through Orlando Brothers, and the Rotary Club is the ones who purchase that for us every month. So I have to give a big shout out to the Rotary Club for that. Well, the first thing, if somebody needs assistance, whether it's emergency, like you need it right this minute, or which you should never wait till you are out of food to call me. And
do people do that though?
Yes, I do have some that do it, but mainly it's people who have never been here before and do not understand how we work the program. The program here is worked by appointments. That means I am appointment based. You call, you make an appointment to come in and see me, and we do all the paperwork that needs to be done, the intake sheet, get some information to where you're at, and what is the food that's your only need, or are there other needs that we can possibly assist you in, or get you to the proper program elsewhere that can assist you. That's why we do our appointments, so that we can get to know our clients on a different level than just as a number, because to me my clients are not just a number. They are part of our community, and they're part of our family. So we need to kind of do more with them and be more aware of their situation. So they come in and they see me. Once they get all of that done, they will pick up their food order.
So you ask questions about income and...
Well, what they have to have when they come, you must have with you proof of residence. Now that can be a current utility bill with your name and address portion still attached. Current to the month that you're coming. So if you're coming to see me this month in April, your bill has to be this April's bill. If you do not have utilities, like some people it's all included in the rent, then you must either have some type of proof. If you have a Social Security awards letter with your address on it and your name, bring that. Something has to have your name and address on it.
Driver's license?
Driver's license, we have to see your driver's license, but that cannot be accepted as proof of residence, because driver's license are good for 4 years.
Wow.
So if you're living here and you get your driver's license while you're a resident of Conneaut, and then next year you move to Ashtabula, it's going to say Conneaut on that for the next 3 years until you renew your license.
Speaking of that, kind of brings me to another question. The policies that you talk about here, do these apply also if you are in Andover or someplace and you're going to Country Neighbors, or a food bank in the one in Geneva or Ashtabula?
If they're under the Hunger Coalition, yes. My service area is the second largest in Ashtabula County. Country Neighbor has the largest service area. Now what that means is you are given territory to service. Ashtabula does it differently, because Ashtabula has more pantries, so they have territories within the city. Okay, it stays right in Ashtabula City. So if you're a person that goes to Salvation Army, because they are under the coalition, they have a certain area of blocks that they service, and each pantry has that type of territory.
What is yours?
My territory consists of Conneaut, Kingsville, North Kingsville, Monroe, Pierpont, Sheffield, parts of Andover. When they come in, they tell me their needs. That's why I have the face-to-face with them.
What's a typical story?
Just that mainly they just can't stretch their dollars between, because a lot of my clients are on SSI, SSD, Social Security, or the families that are working, but they're only making $9 or $10 an hour in our area. You can't stretch that dollar. I mean, I'm sure you understand that. Even if we're not ones that will need to come to the food pantry, these families just can't stretch that to from month to month. So that's when they come in.
I take it you'd be in favor of an increase in the minimum wage?
Oh, definitely. It is something that I am a huge advocate of. I see, especially because the cost of living is going up. We used to have a lot of families. Now we have families, but now we're seeing much more of an increase with individual adults coming in. People who are single family homes. It's just them, that their food stamps have been cut off for whatever reason. Assistance is much more available to people who have children than it is for the senior citizens and the single individuals. We're seeing families starting to blend, what I mean by that is you have grandparents moving in with children, or children moving back in with their parents, because they just can't do it. So they're combining their household incomes to make. It's going back to the way it was when my grandparents. I can remember living with my grandmother when I was little. To take care of them and to make costs go further. So you're seeing that in our area. I think this area is the last to ever come out of anything. They're the first to get hit with it when it goes bad, and we're the last to pull out of it because we just don't have the jobs here to make it.
All reports are that the economy is getting better.
Well, they need to come to Asheville
County. So have you seen that at all? I mean, are there fewer people coming here?
Fewer people? No, I see the needs changing, is what I see. I see people coming in with not just a food need, but they are in need of household hygiene items, like to clean their home, to bathe. I see families coming in, they need baby items, diapers, formula, baby wipes, things those extra costs that food stamps don't cover. So that's what I see with the families. The individuals, I see more the food and the hygiene. So every year, the dynamics and the demographics change with this program. And it goes by the economy and what cost of living. And the cost of living raises that they get, when you get a raise in your Social Security check, they take away some of your food stamps. So it's never, it's never a win-win. It just stays where it was.
And you were saying for some individuals, they can't get, if you're an individual, you can't get food stamps.
Some, depending on when you go to apply by their guidelines, some individuals can't. Yeah, they don't qualify.
So that means they're here more.
They're here more, yeah. And they can come to the pantry once a month. Those are under the coalition guidelines. Now, if a family let's say, had a hardship, let's say you were here this month already, but 3 weeks down the road, let's say you had something happen with your refrigerator, or somebody took ill and you had to spend more money on that instead of the groceries. I have the authority to say, okay, I will serve you a second time. That doesn't happen that often, but occasionally it does happen.
So you give 3 days worth of food?
Yes, 3 meals per day.
Once a month?
Yeah, once a month. And we have to do our best with what we're able to purchase to make it as balanced as we can. I would like to have more healthier foods, and that's where the Produce to People program is so wonderful, because that we receive the fresh produce once a month here, the giveaway. And that
What does that usually consist of?
Well, it changes every month, and we never know what's coming. They don't let us know. It's when the truck pulls in, we get the itinerary of what they're unloading. Last month they delivered apples, pears. I think there was lettuce. I was sick last month, so I wasn't able to. They had cabbage. I think they had potatoes, breads, and every month it changed. I think they had yogurts also. So I mean, it's all good, healthy, fresh food. So it's a wonderful program, and anybody in my service area or out of my service area can come to that. They don't have to be in my service area for that program. I can serve Ashtabula people, Jefferson, if they want to.
Do they have to have the income requirements, or can I walk in and get some lettuce?
You will have to you have to fill out an intake sheet when you come in, and they'll take your name and your address and your phone number and how many in your family and the breakdown of ages. We need that information. Let's say there's a recall on one of them. Let's say the yogurt is being recalled that they delivered here. I have to be able to go back and call every one of those people.
But it doesn't matter how much I make.
No.
Now, do you talk to people about stretching their food?
Yes. Yeah.
And how do you do that? What do you tell them?
A lot of times, that's a good thing with the produce program. We will give out recipes when we get food, like we'll get Swiss chard or collard greens or things like that people don't normally cook with. So we will go and print out recipes for these so that they'll know how to cook with them and how to stretch their dollar. We talk about crock pot cooking because that's a huge savings. We talk about nutrition. Because a lot of people think that the frozen foods, like a frozen pizza and the TV dinners and they are a great convenience, and they're whatever, but they're costly. It's very expensive to buy a frozen pizza when you can buy a roast for the same price, a small roast, and get 2 meals out of it that week. You have.
Well, I noticed you have like ground beef, then you got hamburger helpers, so
Yeah.
you make the hamburger helper rather than just frying up the hamburger.
Correct. Or make meatball. You know, like if you were to get this, you could make a meatloaf out of this and meatballs. So you have a meatloaf for one night and spaghetti and pasta and meatballs for another night. So you have to just kind of think it through. Once you get the hang of cooking, it's so easy. It's not, you know, I don't want to say it's clueless, but it's just knowing how to utilize what's there. Like if you get the chicken and there's a family of 2 and we give you a pack of chicken that has 8 legs in it, you've got 2 meals in there or more, depending on how you eat. So you just have to really portion, know what you're getting, look at what you're buying. Make sure watch your prices when you go to the grocery store. I'd rather see, instead of buying a frozen TV dinner, go buy a nice fresh vegetable. It's healthier for you. And that's where we're trying to push the healthier eating. It's hard in my plan, because a lot of stuff I give out isn't all that healthy, but it's all that I can, and I always tell them, I'll have people come in who's diabetic, and they'll tell me that. Well, make sure you rinse your vegetables before you heat them. All those little tricks of the trade that I have learned during doing the job, to help them. So we try to do the best we can. I know hamburger helper is not the best thing to be eating, but if you do it with the ground beef, actually this is venison, which is one of the leanest things going. You actually have to add fat to that to fry it, and I have to make sure people know that.
So how do you get the venison?
The venison comes through the USDA program. When it's available,
So do hunters?
I believe the hunters do that, and they have a group of hunters that when they get more than what they can use, or they go out and they actually just donate one whole deer to the program, and then it goes to a USDA packaging plant, and they package it up and ground it all down into ground beef, and we get it through the county. So, and the clients love it, which I'm really surprised at. You wouldn't think they would, but they actually ask for it. Well, if we have it, that's what I want over the meat. So it's a huge success and a huge hit, and it's very healthy from what I understand for people. So we push that as much as we can. So
tell me about donations and how important are they?
Donations are the key. I am under the only funding I receive is through United Way, and that comes through the entire building, and then we get a portion of that. My program gets a portion of that. It's not enough to make the program work, of course, so then that's where the donations come in, whether they be food or monetary. Monetary, I can stretch it a little further than somebody bringing in canned goods, but either one works. I don't.
So if somebody has an extra $20, you'd rather just give it to you and you can stretch it rather than getting $20 and going off to the supermarket. And buying stuff.
Because I could because of the coalition, I can possibly take that $20 and turn it into 30 or 40. I can stretch that. I can get double the amount of product sometimes out of that 20 through the coalition than I can through just a regular local grocery. So that's why the monetary is so important, and it also helps us because we have the emergency assistance program, which assists with other emergencies other than food. We help with heating. We help with.
Okay, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, we have the Salvation Army here that also helps with that, and then my program also, the emergency assistance program through the CHRC, also helps with that. So we balance it between those two programs to stretch those dollars. We help with families that, like I said, that have children, that maybe they need diapers, and I will take from my emergency assistance program, I will purchase the diapers. I don't give them. I never give money to anybody. Nobody comes in here and they say, I need diapers, and I'm not going to sit there and give you $20 to go buy diapers. If I have them, I will give them to you. Most all the churches, they'll have a cereal Sunday maybe, or they'll have a collection, you know, once a month or once a week, or a portion of their collection will come here. A lot of the organizations in Conneaut, like the Moose, the American Legion, the Elks, you know, different organizations will help us, donate to us. So that all is a huge asset. Just local people. And every year we were talking earlier about the annual telethon that we do at Christmas time.
Right.
That has become very important to this program, because that really does get us where we need to be. It has fallen off. You know, last year this past Christmas we only collected $6,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but for $6,000, that will probably get me about 3 months worth of.
So what was it before?
The very first one we did, we raised $22,000.
Wow! So
it was like, it just blew us away. We just, I still can't get over that. Well, then the following year we raised 12. The third year we did 11,000, and then this past year we did 6.
So what happened?
I don't know if it's that people are just really cutting back, and you know, but I think too, a lot of the grants and the funding isn't out there anymore, so the community is getting hit by everybody. Every 501(c) or every organization is asking for help, and maybe they're trying to divide it up and make their money go everywhere. Right. I'm not real sure why it's dropped, but I really encourage people to start thinking of the telethon like right now. Because if you...
But they could just come in here with money, or... Yes,
they can come in here at any time and give a donation. If you wanted to do that and write a check, you make it out to the Conneaut Food Pantry. And then in the memo, just put, do you want it food/emergency, just food, just emergency. It will go to where, you know.
Or can they bring in food?
They can bring food in. They can bring laundry detergent, toiletries, any kind. We accept all those donations, yes. And everything that comes in must be weighed and kept track of. And it is weighed when it comes in, and it's weighed when it goes out.
How about like the NASF?
The drive that they're
doing now. Do you see an impact from that?
I will receive some food items, because that usually all goes to Orwell, and then Orwell divvies it out to all pantries. So it just depends on how well they're doing. I really haven't talked to Orwell Country Neighbor to find out how that's going right now. But if there is anything there, we will receive a portion of that, yes.
So tell me about the postal program.
Our postal drive is coming up May 9th. That's the second Saturday of May. That is not our fundraiser. That is done nationwide. It's through the post. It is a postal drive. You just are asked to put non-perishable foods out with your mail on that morning, and the postman will pick it up, and he will bring it to the post office. We pick it up there, bring it back here, weigh it, sort it, stock it. It's an all-day process. That also program has dropped way off. We were before receiving anywhere from 12 to 13,000 pounds. Last year we only received 3,000.
Wow.
And 3,000 pounds, to give you an idea of how much food that is for here, we usually give out 3,000 pounds in 2 weeks. And that's 6 service days only in 2 weeks, because we only serve every other day.
So do you get it also from like the North Kingsville, the Kingsville post offices, and?
Wherever our Conneaut post office postal workers go is where we get it.
Okay.
So, and it has dropped off. You will get a reminder in the mail. It'll be a little postcard.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't have one yet. The postal office has not sent it to me to show you, but you will please be on the lookout for that the week before, because that's when it will be coming in the mail. It's just a reminder, and stick it on a refrigerator or stick it somewhere where you will see it to remind you to put that out on that day.
So, but your telethon's way down, the postal thing's way down.
Yeah.
So how do you keep
going? We keep on our toes with sales, and we just do it. Okay, this is our packing area. When we have orders that come in, we service anywhere from 10 to 15 families per service day. We service food orders on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And when we get those orders, the list of families and the size of the families comes back here, and my assistant and my volunteer will start packing the orders in the order that they're coming in, and these are the shelves that we pick from. This side is all USDA. USDA is shelved separately from all donated food. This here is all donated food. So we always pick from USDA first to pack the order, and then we switch over to the donated stuff to finish the order. Sometimes we will have extra things to throw in an order. Maybe somebody has donated cookies, or we were able to purchase cookies. So some months you'll get extra things that other months you won't. So your order will change every month, you know, depending on what we're able to purchase and what is available for us to purchase. So that all changes with that. And this is where all the actual action happens. And then we will take from the center room and restock these shelves with what's out there. It's like kind of like a grocery store, like I was telling you. We rotate the food, the oldest to the newest, and we keep rotating it. So we check the dates. Once in a while, one will slip by us. We won't get it right, but we check the dates when we give it out and stuff. So most of everything is, you know, taken care of, and this is where it all happens. A USDA product that we buy through them is always housed separately. So this is our USDA room. All the stuff that we purchase from them goes in here. When it comes off the truck, we have to date it and rotate it so that we know which ones to pull first.
And then it goes into that
And then
room.
it goes into our packing room from here. We also have on this side, we have another program that's called the Community Baby Shower. We have baby items such as bottles, pacifiers, thermometers, some sleepers, bibs, wipies, diapers, that type of stuff. Sometimes we get little jackets, whatever. If somebody finds a good deal, like it's say at Old Navy, we had a woman go out and she found these clothing items for kids at a really low price. She picked a bunch of them up and she brought them in. So then if a young mother comes in and she needs diapers, or she's going to have a baby and she's just trying to start out, we are able to try to help her in some way with that. We take donated like baby strollers if they're in good or perfect condition. People just don't have a family member to pass them off to. If somebody has a crib they want to get rid of, give me a call, because if I have a client that's in need of one, I'll make sure they get it. So those are the types of things that we do through the Community Baby Shower. So that's where all this stuff is held here. We also have another program. It's called Mary's Kitchen, and that is a ministry of Corpus Christi Parish, and they have teamed up with Conneaut Human Resources Center. So it's the both of us are working together. Once a month, free lunch. It's every last Saturday of the month. We do homebound deliveries for those who are unable to get out of their homes, and we also have a meal site here on that day, and that consists of all homemade soups, and maybe mac and cheese that month. Maybe it might be chicken fingers one month. You know, whatever the menu is, they will receive a free hot lunch, and that is all housed in another area of the building that's done separately. And that program is also under the Hunger Coalition, so we can get things cheaper through there. So the church and CHRC is working together for that. I do have somebody who goes to Sam Club. Probably once a year he'll call and he'll say, what do you need? And he'll go, and I'll give him my list, and sometimes he can get it and sometimes he can't, but if he sees something on a better deal, he'll bring that, and it's a huge help. It really is. So if you're inclined to be that type of shopper and you would like to do that, hey, we welcome it. and appreciate it. And our shelves right now are a little bare, but we have our postal drive coming, and I'm hoping that brings things up a little bit. This is where we refrigerate anything that comes in that needs refrigerated. At this time, we haven't been able to purchase those type of items because we just don't. One reason is they haven't been available to us. Another reason is I haven't found a good enough buy that what I do have, I can purchase it. But when we do get eggs and when we do get butter and things like that, this is where we keep all of that stuff for the clients. This is part of the packing room also, and this is where we would take from there. On the outer packing room, we have our freezer space to keep our breads and our desserts and our meats. And then they pull from there for the clients also. And they will always receive a meat item. That will change. You can't come in and request chicken because sometimes I don't have chicken. So I always, if they don't want the meat, I will find out what we have back here, and then we'll try our best to give them what they want. But sometimes it just, it's not available, and
Right.
we go with what we have.